Have you seen the movies Coco, Black Panther, Coda, or the show Bridgerton? Do you know what all of these have in common? They are great examples of the progress that Hollywood is making toward improving representation in the media. Representation in the media refers to how and how often certain groups of people are shown or portrayed in films, TV shows, literature, and music, and all forms of media. Hello, my favorite English language learners. It is your favorite English teacher here, Amy Joy. And in today's video, I am going to give you 15 words and phrases to talk about representation in the media. And we've already covered number 1, representation. Again, representation is how someone is shown in the media. And Hollywood actually has a sad history of not representing people equally. For example, white men have typically been represented more often and more positively than women and people of color. And a similar word to represent is number 2, to portray someone as. This is a great collocation that means how you present or show someone. For example, some films have portrayed Black people as violent and as gangsters. Notice this collocation, portray Black people as plus an adjective or a noun. Portray Black people as violent, the adjective, or as gangsters, the noun. This verb is also commonly used in the passive, so we might also see something like this. In some films, Black people have been portrayed as violent and as gangsters. So you have the be plus the past participle, portrayed. Now we can also use this word as a noun. For example, the stereotypical portrayal of Black people as violent has received criticism in recent years. In the noun form, this as plus the adjective is optional, so you can also say this stereotypical portrayal of Black people has received criticism in recent years. Now, another word similar to represent and portray is the word depict someone as. So very similar to the word portray, you can say the movie depicts Black people as violent or as gangsters. And the noun form, you would say, this depiction has received criticism. Now the words portray and depict can also be very useful when talking about art. For example, the painting The Last Supper depicts Jesus and his disciples. It just shows them, it presents them, it displays them, it portrays them. Now, Hollywood has a bad history of doing a few things. 1, depicting and portraying white men more often and more positively than other people from marginalized groups. 2, Hollywood has lacked positive portrayals and depictions of people from marginalized groups. For example, women, people of color, and people from the LGBTQ community. And 3, in the past, creators of movies and TV shows have portrayed minorities very stereotypically. And this is word number 4, stereotype. A stereotype is an opinion, assumption, an idea, or a belief about a group of people that is not necessarily true and does not apply to individuals themselves. So for example, a common stereotype of Americans is that we are fat and dumb. So notice here we use the word stereotype and of when it is in its noun form. A stereotype of Americans. Now as a verb, we can use it this way. The movie incorrectly stereotypes Asians as being good at math and shy. And as an adjective, we can use it this way. This incorrect and stereotypical representation can create false ideas in others' minds. And as an adverb, we can say, when movies portray Asians stereotypically, the movies can perpetuate false ideas about Asians. And in this last sentence, we see word number 5, perpetuate. To perpetuate means to cause something to continue or to cause something to last longer. And this word is great not only to talk about stereotypes and representation in the media, but it's great to talk about other situations. For example, The lack of housing and the cost of living in California perpetuates homelessness. So this is a great word that can be used in a lot of contexts. But in the case of the media, stereotypes already exist, and movies that portray characters stereotypically perpetuate these misconceptions. And this is word number 6, misconception. A misconception is a false idea or a false assumption. For example, if you do not personally know someone from a specific group, you might develop stereotypical misconceptions about them from movies or TV. And before we move on to our next word, if you have found these vocabulary words helpful or new so far, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can keep improving your English with me. Now, Hollywood's mistake of improperly portraying minorities and also not including minorities really gained a lot of attention in 2015. And this was because during the Oscars, everybody who was nominated for an acting award, the nominees for Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, everybody was white. There was no diversity and there was no inclusivity. And because of this, the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite went viral. This hashtag was used to increase awareness of the lack of diversity in Hollywood. And in this sentence, we see a really great collocation, increase awareness. This is a common collocation I've taught in some of my other videos, but it means to bring attention to a certain issue, to increase awareness. And in this sentence, we also see the collocation lack of, the lack of diversity. Now, the word lack is really difficult to use. I actually have a whole video on it, but here we can see when lack is a noun, we use the preposition of after it, followed by the thing that we do not have or the thing that we lack. In this case, diversity. But when used as a verb, we will use lack plus the direct object or the thing that we do not have. So we can say Hollywood lacks diversity. Now, this phrase has another really great word, diversity, which is word number 9. Diversity means to include many different types of people. And we also often see this word in the adjective form. For example, the Netflix show Bridgerton has a diverse cast with white people, Asian people, black people, Latino people, gay people, straight people, every kind of person. So diversity is the noun form and diverse is the adjective form. We also can use the verb form, but this is not as common. But you could say the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite raised awareness of the lack of diversity in Hollywood and encouraged Hollywood to diversify casts. So to diversify means to make something diverse. And this last sentence leads me to word number 10, the word cast. Cast is a noun, and it simply means the actors in a movie, TV show, or a play. It is a collective noun, and it takes the third person singular. So even though there are many members, you will still use this word singularly. For example, the cast of Bridgerton is very diverse, not the cast are. Now, a word that's very similar to diverse is the word inclusive. Inclusive, just like diverse, means that something includes many types of people. So again, the cast of Bridgerton is very inclusive. And this inclusivity attracts many different types of viewers. So notice here, the noun form of inclusive is inclusivity. And we also have word number 12, viewers. Viewers are the people who watch a show or a movie. For example, the viewers praised Bridgerton for its inclusivity, or the viewers praised Bridgerton for its diverse cast. Now, similar to the word viewers, we also have the word audience. And most of the time, this word is non-count. Now, a common mistake I see my students make with this word is they try to use it in the plural, as they would for viewers. They will say audiences. So let me help you out. This is one audience. The entire group of people is one audience, and each individual person is an audience member. The only time you will use audiences in the plural form is if there are many groups of people watching the same thing. So you can say, audiences around the world have praised Bridgerton for its diverse cast, because there are many different groups of people watching this show around the world. However, you cannot say the audiences clapped for the cast at the end of the play because there is only one audience or one group of people. Instead, you would have to say the audience members clapped for the cast at the end of the play. Or just the audience clapped for the cast at the end of the play because the audience is referring to the entire group of people. Now, the cast of a show or movie is who we see on screen, but the people working off screen are just as important when it comes to representation. So off screen refers to people behind the camera, like the director, the producers, the writers, etc. And when talking about representation in the media, we emphasize the importance of also having diversity in these roles as well, because the people off screen determine what audience members see. So just as it's important to have a diverse cast, it is also important to equally represent and have diversity off screen. Now, the last phrase that I want to share with you today is a common quote that is mentioned in this topic, and it says, "If you can see it, you can be it." And this simply means that if you can see someone like yourself in a certain position, maybe a director or an actor, or being portrayed positively, then you can also be that thing. Here's actually a photo that went viral a few years ago. It is a picture of a little black girl standing in front of the portrait of Michelle Obama, and I think this very clearly illustrates the meaning behind this quote. Before Michelle Obama and President Obama, we never had a black couple in the White House. But now that we have, this little girl can think one day that she too can be in the White House one day. And along these same lines, in the United States, we have also just confirmed our first black female Supreme Court justice, which means that we are increasing representation and increasing diversity within our government. So even though this video is about representation in the media, the same idea extends to business and to politics. And if you can see it, you can be it. So Hollywood is making efforts to be more diverse and positively portray people from all groups. We still have a long way to go, but we are definitely making progress. And I hope this video has helped you understand this issue a little bit more clearly and that you are able to talk about it more easily. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you next time. Bye.